What's going on? Y'all was waiting to the story get to almost a conclusion before I put it on. But, I mean, y'all done heard of this a while ago, but I'm going to say my little bit on it. Add my spin. White former officers get sentences of 10 to 40 years in torture of two black men in Mississippi.
Oh my God!
In Mississippi? Come on now. Two former Mississippi deputies wept, cried like babies in court Wednesday as a federal judge sentenced them to years in prison and condemned their cruelty for breaking into a home with four other white officers and torturing two black men. Now, y'all, I heard there was some dildo play going too.
Ha! Gay!
But, who knows? A federal judge on Thursday finished handling down prison terms of about 10 to 40 years to 6 white former Mississippi law enforcement officers who pleaded guilty to breaking into a home without a warrant and torturing two black men in hours long attack that include beatings, repeat uses of stun guns, assault with sex toys.
Jesus Christ.
Before one of the victims was shot in the mouth. Cruel, ain't it? I hope when they get where they going, the booty bandits get them. Let me go with what they call themselves. I forgot what they call themselves, y'all. I just threw myself out and I said I hope the booty bandits get them. The U.S. District Judge Tom Lee called the culprit's action egregious and despicable and gave sentences near the top of federal guidelines to 5 of the 6 men who attacked Michael Corey Jenkins and Eddie Terrell Parker. The exception was for Joshua Hartfield, 32, a former police officer who did not work in a sheriff's department with others and was not a member of the goon squad. That's what they call themselves, the goon squad, y'all. I hope the booty bandit have their way with the goon squad. He was the last of the 6 former officers sentenced over 3 days this week, months after they all pleaded guilty. Before giving Hartfield a 10-year sentence Thursday, Lee said Hartfield did not have a history of using excessive force and was roped into the brutal episode by one of the former deputies. Sounds like training day to me. The deputy, Christian Detman, the one that roped him into it. Come on, stick the toy in the booty. Stick it in.
Stop it.
Hold on, let me I spit on it for you. Roped him in.
Really, nigga?
Really? And Detman, the one that roped him in, he received 40 years sentence. However, Hartfield failed to intervene in the violence and participated in a cover-up. Evidently he didn't spit on it, but he helped cover it up. You ever seen Bones, that little Snoop Dogg movie? Like dude stuck him, then he made everybody that knew about the crime stick him one time or so before he died. And he died by all of you part of it now. That's how that was. Brett McAlpine, 53, who was the 4th highest ranking officer in the Rankin County Sheriff's Office, received a sentence of about 27 years on Thursday. McAlpine nodded to his family in the courtroom and offered an apology before the judge sentenced him. This was all wrong. Very wrong. It's not how people should treat each other, and even more so, it's not how law enforcement should treat people, said McAlpine, who did not look at the victims as he spoke. I'm really sorry for being a part of something that made law enforcement look so bad. Jackson is corrupt anyway. That little area up there is corrupt Even the prisons corrupt. Everything about that place pretty much is corrupt. Lee sentenced Christian Detman 29 to 40 years. How you get 29 to 40? You give me my 29 or my 40. And Daniel Opdyke, he gonna be a dyke. 28 years old, 17 and a half. He gave about 20 to Hunter Edward, 31. And he gave 17 and a half years to Jeffrey Middleton. He's 46. Wow, they're gonna be retired. All of them but the Hartfield dude served with the Rankin County Sheriff's Office outside Mississippi capital city of Jackson. Arguing for a lengthy sentence, federal prosecutor Christopher Perez said Alpine was not technically a member of the Goon Squad, but modeled the men into goons they became. How can you model somebody into something that you ain't? It's crazy, ain't it? You got to be some kind of expert or in a certain way in order to make another. That's like me teaching somebody how to clean carpet, but I don't clean carpet. Come on, man. Parker told investigators that McAfee functioned like a mafia don as he instructed the officers throughout the evening. Prosecutors said that other deputies also tried to impress McAfee, and Opdyke's attorney said Wednesday that his client saw McAfee as a father figure. How about that, father? Stick him again.
Stop it. Get some help.
The younger deputies tried to wrap their heads around how they had started off wanting to be a good law enforcement officer and turned into monsters. How did these deputies learn to treat other human beings this way? Your Honor, the answer is sitting right there, Perez said as he turned and pointed to McAfee. In March 2023, months before federal prosecutors announced charges against in August, an investigation by the Associated Press linked some of the deputies to at least 4 violent encounters with black men since 2019 that left 2 dead and another with lasting injuries. Yeah, the booty boobs get their asses. The officers invented false charges against the victims, planting a gun and drugs at the scene of the crime, and stuck to their cover story for months until finally admitting that they tortured Jenkins and Parker. Edward admitted to shoving a gun into Jenkins' mouth and firing it in what federal prosecutors said was meant to be a mock execution.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, this stuff here, y'all, it hits bad. In a statement read by his attorney, Jenkins said he felt like a slave and was left to die like a dog. If those who are in charge of the Rankin County Sheriff's Office can participate in these kinds of torture, God help us all and God help Rankin County, Mr. Jenkins said. They the ones got caught. Promise you there's more like that. And not just in that county. And there's some in your county, your city. Promise you it's not just Mississippi. So cut it out. The terror began January 24, 2023, with a racist call for extrajudicial violence when a white person complained to McAfee that 2 black men were staying with a white woman at a house in Braxton. McAfee told Detman, who texted a group of white deputies asking if they was available for a mission. No bad mugshot, Detman texted a green light, according to prosecutors, and to use excessive force on parts of the body that wouldn't appear in a booking photo. Detman also brought Hartfield, who was instructed to cover the back door of the property during their illegal entry. Once inside, officers mocked the victim with racial slurs and shocked them with stun guns. They handcuffed them and poured milk, alcohol, and chocolate syrup over their faces. Detman and Opdyke assaulted them with a sex toy. They forced them to strip naked and shower together to conceal the mess. Wow, it was like a rape kit they done did on the man, y'all. Come on now. After Edward shot Jenkins in the mouth, lacerating his tongue and breaking his jaw, they devised the cover-up. the deputies agreed to plant drugs and false charges stood against Jenkins and Parker for months.
Really, nigga?
McApeen and Middleton, the oldest men of the group, threatened to kill the other officers if they spoke up. Man, this is training day. This dude done watched too much Training Day, y'all. In the court Thursday, McApeen attorney said only Middleton threatened to kill the other officers. Sellers who questioned probation officer Alec Whitten on the stand about details submitted to the judge when federal investigation interviewed a neighbor who called McApeen that person reported seeing trashy people at the house who were both white and black. That called into question whether the episode started on the basis of race, or he argued it to himself and to everybody around him, y'all. Federal prosecutors said that the neighbor referred to people at the home as those people and thugs. The information included in the charging documents, which officers did not dispute when they pleaded guilty, revealed some of them used racial taunts and epithets throughout the episode. The majority of white Rankin County is just east of Jackson, home to one of the highest percentage of black residents of any major U.S. city. The officers shouted at Jenkins and Parker to stay out of Rankin County and go back to Jackson or their side of the Pearl River. There are some of the attorneys for several of the deputies said their clients became ensnared in a culture of corruption that was not only permitted but encouraged by leaders within the sheriff's office. Rankin County Sheriff Brian Bailey, who took office in 2012, revealed no details about his deputies' action when he announced that they had been fired last June after they pleaded guilty in August. He said the officers had gone rogue and promised changes. Jenkins and Parker called for his resignation and filed a $400 million civil lawsuit against the department last November. Bailey was re-elected without opposition for another 4-year term. Michael Goldberg is a corps member for the Associated Press. Report for America State House News Initiative. Report for America is a nonprofit national service program that places journalism and local news, whatever. G. Willie Kurz. Y'all, like I said, them officers need to be dealt with swiftly. Not deleted. No. Don't delete them. They need to be penetrated and knocked the pole. The more penetration. Yep. That's what they need. And they need to, about 6 months later, move them to another prison. Another 6 months, move them to another prison. They need that. Everybody need their chance with them. And see if the goon squad can hold up.